John McClure, Senior Operations, reports 2019-20. The opportunity to go back-to-back for our Division 1 team for the first time in the club's history turned from a dream into a nightmare. Both Division 1 and 2 were playing preliminary finals against West Torrens, and our Division 5 team were due to play a grand final. Women's Div 2 had won their premiership by playing, a rarity for 1920 premiers, and our Division 1 team went back-to-back based on a higher ladder position after qualifying from a drawn group semi-final. Both our lady teams went through their respective seasons undefeated. Our women's baseball teams are yet to lose a game. Wow. Last season, all senior teams made finals. This year, it was only Division 7 and 3 teams missing. 7 out of 9 ain't bad. Division 1 finished the minor round with 21 wins, 1 draw, 8 losses, down 5 points and 3 spots on the ladder from last season. Due to appear in the preliminary final, and looking cherry ripe until COVID-19 stopped all before it. Thank you to Senior Coach Tom Bryce for all your efforts, including a premiership over the past 3 years, and he is now stepping down due to family reasons. Division 2, another preliminary final appearance beckoned until the season was cut short. Finished the season with 14 wins, 5 losses and 2 draws in 21 games, improving on last season's record. Tom Winter had another excellent season as coach. After Division 3, after a brief finals appearance last season, the Division 3 finished outside of the finals with an 8-11 record, continued for the second consecutive season, playing 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings. Division 4, we didn't field a team in this grade, only 8 clubs did. Interestingly, the top 3 teams in Division 1, Kensington, West Torrens and Sturt, did not field teams in this grade. What does that mean? Who knows? Who cares? Had a terrific win, our Division 5 team in the preliminary final to advance to the grand final, but alas, the coronavirus threat shut down all sport and the team was left to wonder what could have been. Division 6, for the first time in living memory, mine at least, we fielded 2 teams in Div 6, Sturt and the Saints. Sturts were coached by Chris Small and was basically the same team as last season, whereas the Saints were a bunch of blokes plus a few Sturt stalwarts that came from Kensington to the greener fields of Sturt. Sturt finished 5th. And the Saints finished 8th out of 18 teams, and lo and behold, there was a derby final on Wednesday night at the club, first week of the finals, and the Saints got up. Now, our Division 7 team, second year coach Andrew the Colonel Sanders had another excellent season, juggling a big squad of enthusiastic players, finished a 9-8 record, improving on last season's 7-10. The club's dream of a Division 7 flag lives on for hopefully yet another year. Our 2 lady Saints teams showed the boys a thing or two, with both teams going through the season undefeated after being crowned premiers of Division 1 and 2. Next season will give the club a pleasant headache on whether we field a team in each division or 2 teams in Division 1, which this space. Overall, it was a good season for senior baseball at Sturt in season 1929. Senior teams with senior baseball at Sturt Friday night, Saturday and Sunday. Frankly, being a one-field club and only using flippers for overthrow, we're probably at a max team capacity, and I doubt we could fit any more. Congratulations to all the winners. It's a real pleasure to say there's too many just to name. It'll be in the report that goes online shortly. Just out of interest, the men's teams overall had a 63% winning ratio, and the women's teams 100%. You can't beat that. Thank you so much, and goodbye for now.
G'day guys, and welcome to my kitchen. Had a great time coaching Div 7 this year. Just want to thank everyone involved, from the committee to the volunteers, everyone who helps run the club and makes it possible for us to go out on the weekend and play the game we love. Won't single anyone out, just to say you're all awesome, and again, thank you very much. From there, I'm going to go straight into singling people out, and the guys from my team who actually make it run and do all the hard work. So the first bloke's Ian Oja, team manager. He does all the hard work for our team. He does all the emails, he does the ring around during the week, and actually making sure that when I rock up hungover on a Saturday that I've actually got a team of players there. So Beaver, we love you. Thank you very much, mate. And looking forward to getting out there with you again next year. Secondly, Steve Eads, probably the hardest position to fill in Div 7 is scorer. Main reason is they have to watch every play Div 7 baseball, and trust me, that can be rough. Even as a coach, I want to turn my head away at some stage, but he got out there every week and did that for us, and I'm eternally grateful, as is the whole team. So thanks very much, Steve. You're a great bloke. Obviously helps having your son playing the team. So hopefully we can get Sammy out there again, because we really want you back, Steve. You're a bloody legend. And third one, Andrew Johnston. Andrew couldn't play a lot of the season because he lives between here and America, but still decided he really wanted to be part of the team. So he made his focus to come out and really help the young blokes and the first year players that we had this year. And for Div 7, we actually had 5 first year Somerville senior players, 2 of whom had never played baseball before. And he did a lot of work helping those blokes get better throughout the year. So I thank him as well. AJ, cheers, mate. Bloke I can always count on. Excellent. Year in recap. Look, Div 7, we didn't do too bad. Ended up finishing 9 and 8 on the year, so we had a winning season, which is really good. And considering the start we had, I think we only won 3 out of our first 10. To come back and have a really great second half of the year and winning 4 of our last 5 games. To only miss out on finals by percentage was a really good effort by our team, I thought. And it was great to see, we had 5 first year players, as I said, see the improvement in some of those guys to help our team improve. It was bloody magnificent. So from there, we can go straight into my awards. First, because we had so many first-year players, I'm going to go with most improved, and that was Isaac Dangerfield. Started out the year, hadn't played since he was about 12 years old. Just did everything that was asked for him. Tried most positions on the field, gave everything a go. Hit really well for the year, and got better and better in the field as the year went on. And a big reason to why the team improved so much in the second half of the year. From there, next award is the runner-up MVP, and that goes to Justin McKinley. Poor bloke, probably a little bit stiff that he didn't finish closer or win this one, and that's probably because he didn't bat much. Not because he's not good with the bat, it's because I was too lazy to go out and field, so I DH'd up quite a bit. And I might have cost you an MVP this season, Prez, so I am sorry about that, mate, but better luck next year, and I know you'll come out next year fired up if you go one better. From there, go straight to my MVP for the year, Miles Wallace. A little bit about Grom's season. He had a batting average of 690, I think, with 30 hits from 42 at bats. Got 24 RBIs, slugging percentage of 470, and on base percentage of 740, and slugging average of 905. Mostly fielding at shortstop and relief pitching. He had an incredible year. Probably too good to be playing with us, but I think his boss, Phil Martin, makes him. So, Phil, we're incredibly grateful to you because, our record probably wouldn't look quite so good without Grom. I want to thank all my teammates. Had a great year. Just the best bunch of blokes at the club. And I'm really looking forward to getting out there and playing with them again next year. Hopefully we're all up and going again by the time season rolls around. Just want to give a quick shout out to everyone at the moment. I know everyone's going through a tough time, a bit different at the moment, so I hope everyone's staying safe, everyone's staying healthy, and I can't wait to get back out there next year and have a beer with every one of you guys. Thanks, have a great night, and look forward to seeing you again for season 2020-21. Bye.
Hello, I hope you're all doing well during the coronavirus pandemic and the quarantine, and everyone's keeping happy and healthy. I'm Jack from the Division 6 Saints. I've been the manager for the 2020 season, and many of us are new players, so we'd like to first off thank you all for making us feel welcome at the club, especially John and others in club management. As far as the 2020 season goes, we started off strong with 4 wins and got a bit trickier with numbers throughout the middle of the season, but we managed to get through that and things started kind of coming together. Thanks to the Division 7 guys and other teams that helped us out with numbers throughout the year. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And so we got to the finals. First round we played the other Sturt team. Well done to them. We managed to beat them in the end, but I must say it was a fantastic game and very competitive. If we hadn't won, we would have been rooting you guys on for the rest of the finals. And we think you could have, there's no reason you guys couldn't have taken it. You're a great team. So, moving on to the awards. First award we have is Coach's Choice, which goes to a player who gave us excellent batting performance throughout the year. Had a 389 average for the season. And aside from the honourable mention, James Marks, who tallied up an incredible 16 RBIs in 4 games. He was in the second lead for RBIs with 21 on the season. He always played whichever position you needed him to. He was happy to bench and did more than his fair share of work on the mound. And beyond that, he was always helping warming up the team and debriefing after games and talking about game tactics and all these sorts of things. He was a fantastic sportsman, role model for work ethic, and that award goes to Josh Glody. So congratulations. Moving on to the batting trophy. This player had a fantastic idea of what he wanted to do at the plate every time. He always seemed to know what to do with every pitch and where to be swinging his bat and how to play everything depending on the game circumstance. He finished the season with the only home run we got for the season. Bit sad that we only got the one, but at least we got it. He had a 458 average and a 758 slugging for a total OPS of an incredible 1.398. Congratulations to Andrew Jablonski for that one. Moving on to MVP. He basically led our team from the field. He pitched incredibly well all season. He had a game where he finished the game, he threw a complete game with only 11 balls. He batted 397 and he could be used anywhere from lead off down to 7, wherever he wanted to be, wherever we needed him. He was fantastic. He was at every game. He played every game. He gave every other player valuable advice, and there's no way we would have gotten anywhere near where we got if we didn't have him. And on a more personal note, he made us all feel included and welcome at the club. So our MVP for this season is Adrian Hill. Congratulations, Fame. And thank you all, and stay well.
Hi everybody, quick wrap for Division 5 this year. Slightly different team than we've had in previous years, but nothing really has changed. We enjoy the game and then we enjoy the beer after it a little bit more. For a team that doesn't train, and obviously you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs, but lucky for us, we managed to finish the year with more ups than we did downs, and actually put together quite a few games of good baseball, which is probably unheard of in Div 5 sometimes. We were lucky enough to finish in 3rd spot. Came up against West Torrens in a home elimination final. For anyone that was actually at that game, you probably would have seen a pretty good standard of baseball for a Division 5 game. Luckily enough, we got over the line 2-1. With a walk-off hit in the bottom of the 7th to win the game. So that was awesome for the boys and a really good feeling. Got to front up against Glenelg for a prelim final for a chance for the grand final. I wasn't there, unfortunately, but from what I'm hearing, that was a very similar game, ups and downs. And luckily for us, we were on the right side of the ledger for that one to win that 4-3. That gave us an opportunity to play in a grand final against East Torrens. Grand finals don't come about for everyone all the time. Unfortunately, sort of 3 days before we got to play that game, this happened. So, look, for me, really enjoyed the year. Great bunch of guys, a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to play on that last day, but we'll get another crack at some point and be able to sort of enjoy something at some point. So, awards. Firstly, Josh Deegan nominee for Div 5 this year goes to Michael Jeffrey. Michael, relatively new to the club. Personally, I didn't know him very well before the season. I don't think the boys knew him too well before the season, but luckily enough to have him on board. Took on a big number of 5'6". But no, seriously, joined the committee as the treasurer. He's done a wonderful job. I've been lucky enough to work with him in that role on the committee. Obviously, I got to see him work with the junior baseball, umpiring, scoring, doing all that, and has turned into a big club guy for us, and really deserves your nomination, mate. So well done. My first award, hitting award, this ended up being pretty much a run of 4. So honourable mentions go to Dutchy Holland, Jimmy Passmore and Paddy Burns. But this year's award goes to a guy who came down from Div 2, and it shows if you've spent a year actually playing proper baseball and you come down to a grade like us, that you're probably a little bit above the level of what we are. And Tommy Faze, you win the hitting award this year, mate. 483 average, 10 RBIs. It's hard to go past something like that, so well done, buddy. The next award is actually a joint award. We've got joint MVPs this year. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Jimmy Passmore and Paddy Burns for finishing in the top 10 for the Caps medal, or the Div 5 Caps medal. So with that, the first MVP goes to Jimmy. Stellar year, he hit about 440, 1,000 average, just the rock for this team. Probably could still play higher, but I think he just enjoys playing with us. Pitched a little bit as well, just a standout for us, and well done, mate. The second MVP, this may become a surprise. Obviously, obviously honourable mention to Pat for his top 10. But for us, this guy, the rock all year for us, finished with a 1.15 ERA. He's our only home run hitter, so he wins the home run award as well. But Timmy Boundy, joint MVP winner this year. Absolute rock, mate. What you did on the hill this year, just absolutely awesome. Kept us in games, won us games, 7-inning shutouts, all sorts of stuff going on. So surprised you didn't vote so well with the umpires, but for us, mate, you were awesome. Lastly, just a few thank yous. Obviously, Pop and Carol Burns. Pop sort of probably was our coach. Did all the third base. Every week, rolled up, carried the gear. Without you, mate, it just doesn't happen. Carol Burns scores every week, brings Frenchie's sandwiches, brings his lunch every week. So without you two, the year doesn't actually happen. So thanks everybody. Stay safe, and hopefully we can get a season again next year. Cheers. Bye.
Good evening. Division 3 report for 2019-20, brought to you by the Easter Bunny. Division 3 finished the season with 8 wins and 11 losses, placing 8 out of 13 teams. As per usual, the Threes had the highest number of players for the season, 27 players through the team across 19 games. Exactly the same number as last season, and as was last year, a mixture of youths, and 17s doubling up, veterans and players moving between the 2s and the 3s. Not the easiest group to manage. Sometimes we scrape for a team, other times we had the luxury of having too many players, but that was very rare. So anyway, most memorable moments for the season brought to you by Jamie Nucky. Thank you for your help this evening, Jamie. Anyway, some good and bad moments. Big bad Joel Torber hit a grand slam against Golden Grove at Golden Grove. A huge hit to left field that helped the Saints to a likely win against an eventual finalist. And young Jake Mossman, his first senior home run against Kensington, a delightful line drive to left that just kept going, and Jake had the world's biggest smile on his face when he hit it. The bad, we lost 4 games by 1 run. And yes, if my auntie had the proverbial, she'd be my uncle, I understand. And the monster disaster first innings against East Torrens where we coughed up 16 runs and eventually conceded 27. Team statistics, the team had a batting average of 300, but the big problem we had most of the season was the pitching. We had an ERA of 8 for the team, and that is a lot of runs to overcome. Anyway, moving on to our award winners. Our MVP, the season standout player, was Tyson Ottaway. Congratulations, Tyson. He probably played as many games in the 2s as the 3s, but he started the season into the 3s. He played 10 of a possible 19 games, finished with a batting average of 560, pitched in 7 games, started 4 and finished with a win-loss of 2-1 and an ERA, which was the best in the team, 4.154. He had the right attitude and he was deservedly promoted back to the 2s where he finished the season. The batting award, interesting award this one. There were some really good individual performances. Sam Sturt, for his couple of games in the 3s, finished with 5 hits from 8 at bats. Sheepers, good old Matt, 4.52 batting average, but only played 9 games. Dakota, 4.17. Thanks, he was always willing to put his hand up to play. Matt Mulrine finished with 3.40. Jake Mossman 3.14 and Ozzie Parkinson 3.08, so they were the best of our team batters. The batting award went to Alex Hopton, who became a father for the 2nd time. Had a bit of a health scare during the season, but that didn't stop him from coming back and playing 13 games. Finished with a good average of 4.12 and batted in 10 runs. Always a great option batting at 4 was our Hoppo. Most improved, could have given this to a couple of blokes. One just managed to get over the line because of his probably call himself a 3-way guy, not yet, but he might be able to one day. Our most improved went to Austin Parkinson. He came on in leaps and bounds as the season progressed. His batting improved out of sight. He became a good, reliable outfielder and threw some really good innings from the hill when available and not having thrown it under 17s. If he keeps the dedication up to the game, Aussie will definitely be one to watch. Well done, Oz. And our Josh Deegan nomination, Peter Turner, just a great team guy. I mean, what can you say about a bloke? He'll play any position, and best of all, he brings his mum to school. So, coached the under 15s, just puts his hand up. Never sulks when he's asked to come off the ground or help out. Just a great bloke to have around the club and a great example. And on that same note, I'd like to say a big thank you to Heather Turner, who scored the majority of the games for the season. Quality scorer is our Heather, and made statistics and writing reports a piece of cake. On behalf of Jamie Nucky and myself, thanks for a fun season. Cheers.